Welcome to Inspirational Journeys, everyone. My name is Ann Harrison, and today is the end of the first week of National Novel Writing Month, and I have some very exciting news to tell you. I am in the process of planning and restructuring my novel, and I found and discovered the Snowflake Method. My friend Tish Bouvier, who has done her podcasts and videos talking about the Snowflake Method and the different steps, had opened that door for me. And when I finally found out from another friend of mine that the book was on Audible, I read the story. I read the book. It actually was a whole new process for me, whole new experience for me. Because How to Write a Novel Using the Snowflake Method by Randy Ingermanson. Let me repronounce that again. Randy Ingermanson is a whole different craft book in itself, because when you first start reading the book, he uses fairy tale characters like Goldilocks, the three little pigs. Well, one of the three little pigs is still alive now, and when the story starts, the big bad wolf, the three bears. Goldilocks and the three bears are older. The big bad wolf is in the story. I don't want to spoil it. Old Mother Hubbard can't write about anything but her cupboard that's bare, which means she has no story to tell. That's all I'm going to tell you about the story. But anyway, what he does is he takes fairy tale characters we grew up with and teaches them in the process of teaching us about something that we all enjoy, which is writing. And I'm not going to say that this method works for everybody, because it doesn't, and there are other methods that work for some that don't work for others. But I highly recommend that you try the Snowflake Method, because once I read the story and I downloaded the free PDF, the chapters 19 and 20, which is in one PDF document, which you can get at advancedwritingfiction.com/free, which I will also include in the description. And you can also take a free course through Reedsy, REEDSY.com, and they have a course called Using the Snowflake Method to Write Your Novel. So go check those out if you can't afford the book. And if you want, check your library apps. I know for the visually impaired it's not on Bard, but do check Bookshare because it may be there. For those of you who are not visually impaired, check your Libby apps, your local libraries, or whatever for the book. If you can't get the book, you can always get the free resources. And I'm going to go through each step with you as I walk through it myself. I'm on the third step, but I want to try to catch you up first. But I thought I'd share that because it opened up new doors for me. The Snowflake Method helped me learn more about my characters, about the story itself, and helped me structure it a little better. So now I know who my real killer is, and I've got 3 of my character summaries done. But there's a couple of things you have to do before you even start plotting your novel. The first thing you have to do is know your category or genre. And then you have to know your audience, because the category of story you're going to write and the type of story you write must delight your audience, must make your audience really happy. So before we get started with the Snowflake Method, there are 3 things I want you to write down in your journal, or when you do your book summary sheet, you can write this down at the top as a pre-planning Q&A. I put it in a journal, which I may actually put that as pre-planning Q&A anyway, but you want to write down my category is, and this is the kind of story I want to write. And then you want to answer the third question. This story will delight my audience, as Randy Ingermanson says. This story will delight my audience, or if you want to reword it, this story will make my audience happy because, and that's where you write down the why. Why do you want to write the story? So you have to know those 3 things. Randy Ingermanson said, if you are not part of your target audience, then he suggests picturing one ideal person. I'm going to take it further and give you the suggestion that Mark Glesney gave us on the Writing Warriors for Jesus Writing Conference. And he said pick 3 ideal people as your target audience, as the people you're writing for. Pick 3, because you may not pick just one. So once you've got those picked out, we're going to start with the very first step of the Snowflake method. I'm not going to share the screen, but I will tell you what it is because I want you to go and download the PDF and follow along with me. Okay, the first step is to write a one-sentence summary. Miranda Ingermanson says, give yourself an hour. I say give yourself as much time as it takes. Sometimes it may take longer than that. And for some of you, if you know your why, then it may not even take you that long. Okay, so in your one-sentence summary, let me read that again. Okay, your one-sentence summary must be 25 words or less, but sometimes it may turn out to be a little bit more, as long as you can memorize the sentence that tells about one or two characters and their main goal. Don't give away the ending. So my one-sentence summary for The Body in the Dorm Advisor's Office is, after losing her sight due to an automobile accident. Let me go look it up. Let me go get my summary while I'm thinking about it, because while I'm thinking about it, so that I can read it to you. And okay, yeah, because I've got to copy and paste it into my character summary anyway. So okay, but just bear with me. After losing her sight in an automobile accident, Katrina Dobson is sent to the Hempstead Center to gain her independence, but uncovers hidden secrets during her training. That is my one-sentence summary. Yep, that is the... Okay, I'm copying it and putting it somewhere else too. So I'm actually doing a couple of things while I'm talking to you guys. Sorry for the silence there for a second. But now let me close that. Okay, so that's why I did that, so that I could tell you what the one-sentence summary is and give you an example of mine. I don't want to go through the whole process too fast. So let's start with your pre-planning questions, your category, the type of story you want to write, and why it would make your audience happy. And then I want you to write your one-sentence summary. It can take an hour, it can take 20 minutes, it can take 2 hours, however long it takes you to write it. There you go. At least if you can keep it at 25 words or less, that's good. The fewer the better. But if it takes a few more words, just a few extra words, that's fine, as long as you can memorize the sentence and tell your fans about it. Use it if you're going to pitch it in one of these Twitter parties. Pit Mad coming up December 3rd, and I think Faith Pitch, if you got a book that falls into that, is coming up November 12th, which is next week. And if you want to do that, that's where your one-sentence summary can come in. Or if your book is out and you want to promote it, you can use that one-sentence summary to attract people's attention when you're putting out your book posts on social media. So that's why you want that one-sentence summary. It's your elevator pitch. It's your Twitter pitch to agents and publishers on Twitter, your Twitter pitch party. And you don't have to do this with a novel. You can do this with like a children's book or a short story. It doesn't have to be in as much detail. But I want you to start with those steps first. Get those down pat. And then on Monday, I will come back and we will discuss step 2. So I hope you guys have had a great NaNoWriMo. I'm over the 15,000 word mark. Remember, I've rebelled and I've gone ahead. And believe you me, when you're doing the Snowflake method, if you decide that it works for you, I'll tell you one thing you can do. Always count the number of words that you put into, whether it's your one-sentence summary, your any kind of paragraph summaries, your character summaries, anything like that, when we that we do ahead of, you know, in the next few steps, because there's 10 steps all total. But anything you do in the next few steps to prepare and plot your novel, you can count those words because you are still writing. It is still a part of writing. You're planning your novel, and it's words that you're going to get on the page. So if you're doing NaNoWriMo, count those words towards your NaNoWriMo goal. That's what I'm doing. So I will see you guys next time, where we will talk about step 2 of the Snowflake method. And I will be sure to put the link to the PDF if you want to download it and follow along with me. So thanks for watching and listening, and have a blessed day.